Hello my lovely viewers, I have thousands of hours on competitive shooters just like Valorant. If you would like to buy my $5 course on Patreon, find the link down in the description below. If you guys like watching my videos, you will absolutely benefit from this course. It has lots of information. I also have a different course if you're interested in that one as well. But without further ado, I hope you guys have a good day, enjoy the video. Hey guys, today I'm going to be uploading a video as well as streaming another coaching session on my channel, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying those. Without further ado, let's get into this video. It's going to be talking about 5 tips to help you optimally get out of silver and or gold, because I kind of like to clump these two ranks together. I feel like there's a pretty big leap from like iron and bronze to silver, but silver slash gold, there are differences, but overall, like if you're stuck in these ranks, you're going to be probably there for a while, honestly. So this video is really to kind of accelerate or just kind of facilitate your process of getting out of those ranks, okay? So the first tip that I often find low rank players do is they try to look for how they can blame their teammates, because often people think that this is going to help them, you know, for some reason. Like I don't think it's that they think it's going to help them. I think it's just like a natural response to losing, like, oh, I couldn't be the problem. It must be the enemy, or it must be my teammates, right? It must be this guy, it must be that guy, because he did this, he did that. But in the whole process of doing this, you're shifting the focus off of what matters, which is yourself and what you're doing incorrectly, and because that's the only thing you can control, right? And you're focusing something on something that you cannot control, okay? So stop blaming and start fully focusing on yourself. The best pros in Valorant have this type of mindset. Not just the best pros. I would say, honestly, probably the vast majority of pros have this mindset, but also high-ranked players are going to have this mindset. So if you guys really want to become good at this game, you have to start focusing on your errors. You have to start focusing on what you are doing incorrectly. You have to start becoming very humble, right? You have to, whenever someone says, yo, bro, you messed up, you have to be like, yeah, my bad. Unless you really didn't mess up, you can give a, you can kind of argue back, but don't argue in like a mean way, right? Just kind of build a case for yourself. You don't need to blame people. You don't need to be like, this guy sucks because we lost, right? You don't need to do that. All you need to do is figure out what are you doing and what could you be doing better. What are you doing incorrectly that you could be doing better, right? And do that round to round, game to game, week to week, and you're gonna improve. It's okay. So really try to adopt this frame of mind. This is one of the most important things, particularly for silver or gold players, because I feel like mentality is just a very big weak point for them. So moving on, second tip is play deathmatch consistently and strengthen mechanical weaknesses, okay? So honestly, I don't think, there are definitely some silver and gold players that are not very mechanically gifted. And sometimes they'll be like, how are these people in silver? Because like your aim's not really there. But most of the time, silver and gold players honestly don't have that bad of aim. It's typically in other areas where you lack, but listen to what I'm about to tell you, okay? If you can get good enough crosshair placement, good enough aim, good enough, peeking movement and stuff like that, just raw mechanics, you can get to plat easily. You don't need anything else, okay? You're in that type of rank. Like, you can get out of this rank with just aim, with just crosshair placement. So that's why this tip is also kind of high up, because I want you guys to realize, like, it's really not that hard to get out of silver. It's just kind of a bit of a grind. If you want to get better, you need to grind out deathmatch probably for a few weeks to really build up that muscle memory. But once you start improving, you're gonna the dividends are gonna start paying, right? So keep that in mind. Examples of mechanical weaknesses you might have are, like I said, crosshair placement, peeking, movement, just practicing with specific guns that you either want to improve or want to learn from scratch, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next tip. Tip 3 is narrow your agent pool down to 2 to 3 agents max, okay? So I find that this is the case for almost everyone that I try to coach, even people that are like plat and above, like even people that are not usually an immortal, people by then usually have this figured out, but people below immortal often, or below ascendant maybe, I'm like, yo, what agents do you play, okay? You want coaching? Okay, what agents do you play? And they're like, oh, I play this agent, this role, I play that role, I play this role, I play that role. Oh yeah, I play all the agents. I can play whatever, right? No, you can't. You cannot play every role, okay? I hate to break it to you guys, but think about it, okay? The best players in the world excel usually at one thing, okay? I don't want to break your guys' hearts. You can play whatever you want, but it's going to be holding you back, especially if you're in silver or gold. If you want to get good at all agents, you got to start somewhere. You got to be good at one agent, right? If you're not extremely good at one agent, how are you going to be really good at all agents? It just doesn't make sense, right? So you cannot reach your max potential without getting very good at least one agent first. And also when I say pick 2 to 3 agents, I mean pick 2 to 3 agents in the same role, okay? So don't pick like Sage, Breach, and then, I don't know, Omen. Like, right, you're playing agents in 3 different roles. If you're gonna play 2 to 3 agents, play like Jett, Reyna, and, you know, Chamber, because those have a lot of overlap, even though they're not all technically in the same role, because Chamber is not a duelist, right? So, you know, keep that in mind. This is honestly really big as well. This is gonna help extremely with your, this is going to help quite a lot with your consistency in Valorant. So, you know, think, what are you best at playing? What do you want to play? And start working on it. Like, don't be afraid to start. Don't be afraid to one trick. Don't be afraid to just play 2 agents. You're in silver or gold, okay? It doesn't really matter. If people get upset, that's not your problem. That's their problem. And be happy that you're insta-lucking, because it means you're getting really, really good at a little bit, and then eventually you can expand out if you want to. And if you don't want to, that's completely fine. This is a game. You can play whatever the hell you want, okay? So, tip 4, get better at using very basic comms and playing around teammates, okay? So, again, this is definitely a very big weak point for low rank players is comms, and honestly for any rank. Just because I coached a Diamond 3 player yesterday, and the comms in the game, and the comms from the person I was coaching were not the best, right? And that's okay. That's completely okay. But be aware that comms are an extremely vital aspect of the game, because Valorant is a team game, right? It's not, you know, oh, I'm going to queue up and then play my own game and try to win. You need to try to coordinate with your teammates. At least the key word there is try, okay? If you try and they're not listening, you try and they're like being mean or something like that. And whenever I say try, I mean you want to try a few rounds, right? You want to try multiple rounds at least before you are kind of like realizing like, okay, this team's thing is not really coordinating. But at least try, okay? Most people don't try. Most people just kind of, you know, mute. They just never say anything, and that's not good, right? You want to, your chances of winning go up dramatically if you get good at even just the most basic comms, like, you guys, let's go A this round, or okay, let's go B this round. Then you can throw in some prediction with it, like, let's go B again because they're gonna stack A this round, right? And these are things that people in your rank, guys, are just not gonna say. Like, silver gold players just not say stuff like that. You can call, again, more basic comms would be like, call where enemies are, 3A, 2B, or 4A, let's go B, right? Stuff like that, like, let's rotate. If you can get good at calling to rotate in this rank, you're gonna be a monster. People in, you guys understand, people in Immortal, low Immortal, do not call to rotate. If you can get good at calling to rotate in silver/gold, you're gonna be so insane. Like, you're setting yourself up to be so insane. Even just from a strategic standpoint, right? Like, assuming you have absolutely no aim, no movement, but you can ask your team to rotate, you can just win rounds off of that. I'm not kidding. Like, if there's 4 people A, and you're pushing into A as a team, what are you doing? Think about it. Push into where you have the advantage, right? So use comms. That's my main point here. I can't really stress that enough. I almost say that during every single coaching session that I have, because most people are not up to what I would consider to be solid or adequate comm levels, and that's completely fine, but really just make sure you guys are making efforts, at least small efforts, to implement comms into your gameplay, okay? The 5th and final tip, guys, is have confidence, believe in yourself, and never give up on the rank up process, okay? So, you know, this one's kind of just, I want to throw this in there because oftentimes I know it can probably feel like for a lot of you guys that you've been stuck in this rank forever, and trust me, okay, I've played games like my whole life, competitive games, I have thousands of hours on them, and trust me, I know what it's like to feel stuck, or to feel like you're stuck in a rank and like you're never going to get out, but one day you're going to get out, especially if you play consistently and you do not give up. And if you're watching my videos, you're going to accelerate that process even more, because I know what I'm talking about, quite frankly. I know most of you guys know that I know what I'm talking about. So, you know, focus on your grind, don't give up, believe in yourself, and have confidence. If you don't have confidence, you know, that's gonna make all of these other tips harder to implement, because you don't believe in yourself, right? You don't have confidence. You don't think that you can do it, right? Right. So you and time are your only enemies in this game. So, you know, if you wait a long time to play, then your muscle memory is going to get worse. You're going to have a harder time playing. If you blame teammates, that's your problem. That's not the enemy's. Or if you blame teammates, that's not the teammate's problem. That's you. You're the one that's blaming. Don't blame, right? Get control of yourself, right? Get control of your mental, and that makes this whole process much easier, okay? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. You know, again, keep your eyes peeled for the coaching session later today, and just a couple hours, actually. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.